Hey y'all, and welcome to PolitiBrawl. My name is Brian, and Donald Trump lights up a gun store, and you will not believe the amazing conversation that he has with the store owner.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Jim. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Okay? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Got some guns
Oh,
that we
wow.
make in South Carolina. This is the CSA Jackal. We designed this from the ground up, and we make every single part ourselves.
So you must have loved guns from the time you were like 3 years old, right?
I did. I joined the Army at 17, and I told the recruiter I just want to shoot guns. Every single part here in South Carolina, Florida, we make the barrel. Everything is made from raw materials.
And we have 3 miles away from here, sir.
No kidding.
A lot of it is made just down the
So
road.
everything in the U.S.
And 100% U.S. made. And the cool thing is, South Carolina, it was developed in South Carolina.
Right.
So this was an idea that we had about 7-8 years ago. It's called the Jackal. It's one of the best-selling guns in the country right now. We also have, this is called the Dagger. This is our handgun. We have a lot of unique
How
designs.
did that compare with the one, the Glock that we just looked
Well,
at?
it's hard to compare with Glock, but I personally like it, and the Jackal is our number one. The Daggers are number 2 sellers.
Wow.
They sell extremely well.
What's
And
the
again,
difference in
man,
price between that and a Glock?
A Glock is $550 to $600. These are from $300 to $400, depending on the
All right,
feature.
that's a
So
difference.
a Glock gets to charge a premium just
Yeah,
because of the name
yeah,
and everything.
I think that's right. That's fantastic. You've done a great job.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations. See this man right over here? Most important man in photography.
Oh my God.
Even though he works for the New York Times. Anyway, that's great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for all
I'll
you've
see you
done.
soon. Joe, you
So,
thank you.
I'll tell you a real quick story.
Go ahead.
So my wife, who you met when
Yes.
we started this when I got back from my second deployment, and I quit my regular job, and I told Deborah, hey, we're going to start a company. But that whole year after I got back, we spent Sunday evenings watching The Apprentice, and I love The Apprentice. That was my absolute favorite show.
That's beautiful. That's very nice. It was a big hit.
It was a huge hit.
That was a big hit. We
loved
liked
watching
it. The question is, would I become president without it? A lot of people, they debate that question. Would he have become president without it? And I don't know. I think the answer is yes, but a lot of people disagree.
Sir, can I tell the American people that if you're elected, you'll take care of the pistol brace issue quickly for us?
Take care of all issues.
It's a burden on.
We will
our
take care of that.
government.
We'll take care of all issues. We'll take care of the border issue. We'll take care of the energy independence. We were energy independent just a short time ago. Think of it, 3 years ago, we had so much energy, we were soon going to be energy dominant. Now we're going to Venezuela and begging them for energy. And they sell us their tar. There's tar that they sell us. And we refine it in Houston. So if people believe in the atmosphere, they got a big problem. It's so horrible what's happening. No, we'll take care of a lot of problems. That problem's easy.
Appreciate it. Can Julian and I get a picture with you?
Yeah, come on over. That's something.
Y'all, this is classic Trump. And you know what? I'm going to break down a few things. First off, the handshake. The handshake is one of the most important things in all of politics, particularly when reaching voters. I've got a buddy of mine who still hasn't figured this out, which is ironic, because he'll come over the top and immediately try to take your hand like this. That's not a fair handshake. All right? A fair handshake is like this. Simple, even-keeled, parallel to the ground. You're not trying to take too much. You're not trying to give too much. Notice what Donald Trump does, however. It's rare that you see this, but Trump's handshake was underneath. Why is this important? Well, there's some psychology to it, and it's essentially why Trump is the way he is and why he gets along so well with the average person. One, it feeds the ego. It says that I am less than you. Give me your hand, I'm going to put yours on top. This is quite literally the art of the deal. Funny how he actually understands this, considering, he wrote the book on the subject. Hey, y'all, as we know, you don't put all your eggs into one basket, right? So that's why I'm partnering over with my friends at Colonial Metals Group, who will help diversify your portfolio. And what they'll do is they'll set up for you a self-directed IRA account. You'll have direct access to your assets. You'll be able to see what all's going on, and it doesn't matter what the stock market does or what often happens, what the government does. Your assets will be protected. So let the team of experts over at Colonial Metals Group Help secure your account and your family's future today. There's a link in the description below. Oh, and by the way, if you don't like that, there's a 1-800 number you can call. And most importantly, though, is the kicker. They'll throw in a safe and possibly up to $10,000 in US silver to help you get things started. Now, back to regularly scheduled programming. So, he starts off with an underneath handshake. Then he feeds into the man's ego, telling him how great his store is and how great of a businessman he is. This is polite. This is feeding into ego. However, it also says, I care about you, I want to support you, and I want to help you in any way I can. That's Donald Trump's mantra. Again, part of the art of the deal. This is something that people don't understand about Donald Trump. His whole point and purpose is to create deals. This is also a huge irony because in politics today, no one seems like they can get on the same page. No one seems like they can compromise, and no one seems like they're able to, make deals, cross sides of the aisle, be willing to take the weaker position in order to get something that's going to be favorable for everyone. Except for Trump. He seems like the only guy that's capable of doing that. Mike Johnson, who is currently in hot water, seems like he's been captured by the CIA, has been in a position where he's had to sacrifice on his ideals and he can't make a deal. Donald Trump, on the other hand, is a man that can. And it's not like Democrats are budging anywhere, because of course they won't. And there's a video that I posted just earlier on just how vile things have gotten in Democrat-run cities. It is unfair to the American taxpayer what they are doing. And it's unfair to the country how they govern. It's awful. But that's not the important part here. The important part is Trump. And he's doing a fantastic job. And you can tell he's a little uncomfortable. He's not the biggest Second Amendment supporter. But he does understand that the ATF is screwing over gun owners. Why? Because of a law that was not passed by Congress, but something set up by that bureau. The ATF has set up a precedent that certain braces cannot be used in firearms, accidentally making millions of Americans felons. Why? What good does this do? Pistol braces? I'm not a big gun nut, all right? I'm not even a huge supporter of the Second Amendment. I mean, I support our rights to bear arms. It's just low on my totem pole of values and ideals, but why is the ATF doing what they're doing? Because they talk about this briefly in the video, in the short interaction that they had. It's an attempt to control the populace. And you want to talk about control? This is not just a Second Amendment supporter. This gun store owner, as a matter of fact, has built up a highly successful business after leaving our military. This man isn't just a veteran, he is an American success story. But the mainstream media isn't going to report on that. Why? Well, one, the mainstream media appeals to rich white liberals. That's their whole point and purpose. That's where their bread is buttered. They're never going to change. Then they have the gall to go out there and say that they're the good guys, while supporting policies that, makes them feel good about themselves. When in reality, it makes everything worse for everybody. The ATF has a pistol brace policy that has created felons for millions of Americans. This isn't just unfair, it's unlawful. And Trump, in this scenario, is talking about how he wants to solve that problem. And he then pivots. Like I said, this is classic Trump. What Trump does in his speeches is really simple, or at least at his rallies. It's, if something doesn't get a reaction, pivot and talk about something else. It's that simple. When the crowd roars, he keeps feeding into that. That is an unusual skill that politicians haven't figured out. Because a lot of politicians go up there with their policy ideals in hopes that their ideas win the day. No, they don't. Ideas don't win. They slowly win, inch by inch. Trump instead taps into emotion, which is the fuel for the left. But he has turned it into fuel for the right. In this case, the right is correct. What the ATF is doing to gun owners across America is awful. What this business owner has done is an American success story in a world where everything is corporatized. This should be one of the premier videos. This should prove what America is supposed to be about. Instead, it's going to get downplayed. And it's a crying shame. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed this segment here on PolitiBrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. And until then, y'all have a good one.